What are you doing? Stop!
Together, conquer, rule, command!
In my name.
The world is yours. All who still draw breath bow to you. Your authority is unmatched. Your power is absolute. What shall you do with such power? Rule this world, conquer others, snuff out all life? Or something else entirely? Your darkest dreams are now possible. You have come so far. Once you wished for nothing more than to survive, but now your dreams are far grander. By your hand alone, the future of all things shall be determined. Or so it would have been, had you not indulged too often in the power that the Illithids provided. Now the scales demand to be balanced. Metamorphosis beckons. Luckily, the illithid powers were but one aspect of your might. You remain in control, now and always. Time to exercise your will. This is but the first conquest. Every realm shall quake at your power. Every tongue shall speak your name in awe. Every god shall perish in your shadow. This world is yours. Now for the rest. You could easily rule through fear, but just as easily through love. Through contentment. Through sheer mindless bliss. All thanks to you, Savior of the world. Time to exercise your will. this was always to be their fate. You just gave them the final nudge they needed. By the time the wailing fades and ashes cool, you will be long gone. A shared nightmare amongst those unfortunate enough to survive. Metamorphosis beckons. This is but the first conquest. Every realm shall quake at your power. Every tongue shall speak your name in awe. Every god shall perish in your shadow. This world is yours. Now for the rest. shall soon amass an illithid army to bring slaughter across Faerun. But now, it is time to unleash Baal's adoration upon his beloved city. You are half an illithid, half a god. Below, the gawking onlookers line up to die. But there is one who deserves the honor of your first death, the beginning of your end.
So the beast within you wins at last. And what a prize! A ruined world for a poisoned soul. Congratulations.
For the final act, your tragedy has become mankind's. You to feel each kill as if it were your own. The pleasure is almost too much to bear. Sends a premonition of your red radiant destiny. You are the end, the last creature living, with all else felled by your hand. Alone amidst their gall at the close of eternity. Then, and only then, Father will be proud.
The beast within you wins at last. And what a prize! A ruined world for a poisoned soul. Congratulations.
Time for the final act. Your tragedy has become mankind's. opportunity, perhaps.
I admire the ambition. The thought did cross my mind. But whoever becomes the Absolute faces a war with the entire Githyanki army. Strong as we are, they are legion. I cannot be sure of survival. Yes, I suppose that's true. Let's do it.
Together. Conquer. Rule. Command!
In my name.
A new beginning, ushered in by your hand. Now dwarfs his title. He is a god king in waiting, claimant to the stars, and all who dwell amongst them. But an emperor needs a right hand. A conqueror needs a general. And who could be better suited than you? The first victory of many. The Githyanki have fled, but they cannot hide. No one can. Together, none can resist you. After all, you were made for each other. You cast your lot with the Emperor. Turning your back is no longer an option. What shall it be? And you would do so well. No matter, another will serve in your stead. As for you, beneath your skin, racing through your body. This is true power. And it's finally yours.
So much power. No one can resist you now. But what comes next?
It's been a long time since you stood in judgment over others, holding their lives in your hands. But after everything you've done, doesn't this feel right? The city has been saved, from the Illithids at least. Its citizens aren't so sure about you. But what should they fear? With the Absolute's power in your hands, you can rule them not just as a Grand Duke, but a king. A Sun King. And you'll be a fair ruler, benevolent even. Although, of course, where there's light, there's darkness too. because you're a caring, benevolent leader doesn't mean you can't treat yourself every now and then. Courses through you, to be wielded not in Shah's name or Selûne's, but in yours alone.
My love, we did it. This world is ours, as it should be. I always knew you could do it. I always knew that together, we could do anything.
For too long, you allowed yourself to be defined by your faith. But no more. You shall not bow, or pray, or do anything that is not your choice. So choose. Which path calls to you? Darkness or light? Who you were, or what you may yet become? But Shah and Selûne's war need not be yours. Their fracture only weakened them both and pitted their followers against each other. You shall indulge their ancient follies no longer. A new church will rise, united in your image and blessed with the blood of the faithless. Heart swells with silver and shadow alike, and the undying love of countless followers. At last, you are whole. Absolute authority. A bliss like no other, drawn from a brain most great and most vile.
So much power. No one can resist you now. But what comes next?
Not so long ago, you longed to mount a red dragon and fight for your god regent. A pitiable ambition in retrospect. Soon, the Githyanki will bow to a new queen. LAE'ZEL of KARLACH will write the slates anew. A good Githyanki knows when the battle is won. But she knows too when the battlefield has simply changed. A good Githyanki knows her enemy. But she knows too that a weapon should never be cast aside, so long as it still might be used. Too, that there is no such thing as loyalty to a lie. A good Githyanki fights all her life for the right to return home. And she does not come empty-handed.
Of her name.
Absolute power courses through you, a frigid certainty amid your reckless blames. For perhaps the first time, your fate is your own.
So much power. No one can resist you now. But what comes next?
You've ascended to the height of power over the city that chewed you up and spat you out. You should have had a long life, a different life. And now, at last, you can.
Look at them. Afraid. They've always been afraid of me. You made Gortash your savior. He'd keep you safe, wouldn't he? Safe from people like me. Well, guess what, Baldur's Gate? You can't pick which parts of you to keep. Everything you reject will come back stronger. I'm home! I'm finally home! Oh, you must have missed me so much. But don't worry, I made friends while I was gone. Want to meet them?
Through you, far greater than the gelded gifts Mistra once offered. Even the orc seems satisfied.
So much power. No one can resist you now. But what comes next?
The Dead Three's plot has been foiled, the Netherbrain subdued, And it was all thanks to you. You will not surrender the world you saved back to the heavens' faltering stewardship. They bow before you, prayers and pleas mingling into a single submissive drone. But you are not here to yoke them. You come to set them free. The Absolute lies broken at your feet, the first god to fall, but not perhaps the last. Heavens are waiting, and you have work to do. All of Toril is as a marble held in your hand. At last, you are complete. You are whole. You are absolute.
So much power. No one can resist you now. But what comes next?
Long did you live in your famed father's shadow. Long did you toil thanklessly for the common people. But now, you know true power. The Sword Coast is yours to command, and the many lands beyond. Suddenly they seem so small. Before, you used to worry what lay behind those smiles, whether they would kneel for you of their own accord, or at the beckoning of your father. But you know better now. What matters is that they do kneel. Let the why be for lesser men. city, for the coast, for the entire world, there will be something approaching peace. But first,